Okay guys, I've got my markers all organized now. It makes me so happy. I got in some new Copic markers. I think about, I can't remember now, 18 different colors that I got. And I filled out my swatch sheet for that. I also got in my Ohuhu skin markers and made a swatch sheet for that. And then I've got my other swatch sheets. This is for the 72 brush marker set. These are for my chameleon markers. And then this one was for, of course, the 200 marker set, which I will use some. They're not in this, they're in their own box or their own package. I prefer to use the majority will be brush markers, but sometimes a color that you need. So I feel like I've got a really nice spread of colors and for mixing. And the first piece that I'm going to start here is, I'm very inspired by my Hush. If you saw my box open video for her, I love her so much. I've made multiple posts of her on my Instagram, and I just can't wait to draw her. So I will share a clip in here of the digital version that this started with, and then I transferred it with my my light box to my Moleskine sketchbook. So it's, of course, it's a spread, which is what I like. I really, really like doing spreads in this sketchbook. And I did go ahead and buy some Copic markers, but I still, once I complete the 31 illustrations, I am going to reward myself with a really big Copic markers order. I have it all saved on Dick Blick website. It's going to be a goal, and I hope to accomplish it by March, April. So, but I'm going to go ahead and start picking out some colors for coloring this, and then I will probably for the majority of that do a time lapse with a voiceover. So, okay, here we go. So the first thing I did here was choose my colors that I wanted to color the piece with. I always start with the skin, and so I was experimenting with some colors and how I wanted to do that on this printout on just regular copy paper. And that was one lesson that I learned here was this ended up turning out way darker than I had wanted to for her skin, just because of the fact that the paper I had tested on was white, while the Moleskine sketchbook is actually this manila or slightly yellow paper. And it's kind of made me think that I will finish the ones that I've already lined in this book, but I think that I'm going to go ahead and switch prematurely to my Lightsturm, the medium-sized, because of the white paper. Because there was several instances when I was making this piece that the colors turned out way darker than I had wanted, and it does make a difference, especially when you're using such light colors and you're really trying to get a pastel look. It makes it a little more challenging. I still think I liked how this turned out ultimately, and I made it work, but yeah, I'll be moving on as soon as I finish the ones that I've already outlined and lined in this book. The face is always the hardest part for me because of the, oh, and I apologize for this going off the screen multiple times here, but I was trying to get really up close so that you could see the little details that I was adding in to her face. And there can be a lot of delayed gratification when it comes to using markers, especially in the face, because a lot of the details I come in later with a pen. And the highlighter, and kind of really bring the details together. And that part can be hard to get through because there can be a bit of a long this quote unquote ugly stage, and that happens with any medium, but markers, especially on the face, sometimes I will just really wait for it to dry and work on the face just so that I feel better about it. I don't know, do other people do that too? Yeah, so here we're starting the hair, and this is always one of my favorite parts. I got in a bunch of the new Copic markers, and predominantly in blues and predominantly different shades of teal, and I am in heaven. And so I definitely wanted to do Hush first when I got all of these colors, because it was going to just be perfect. So I was just in heaven doing this hair. I had all the colors I wanted, and I'm just super happy with that shade of teal. It was a few different shades of the blue-green Copics, and I'm going to be buying the colors that I use the most and are my favorite. Also, let me know what you think of the speed. This is a lot faster than the previous time-lapse art videos that I've uploaded. Those have always been sped up 4 times. That's because that's the maximum that CuteCut can speed up a video. But what I did was I sped it up 4 times and then saved it and then uploaded that to CuteCut and doubled that. So it's sped up 8 times. So what do you think? Is it too fast, or is it just right? Yeah, let me know what you think about that. And here I'm coloring her boots, and I think that this is actually my favorite part of the whole coloring process, was coloring her boots. It was just a lot of fun. I really diverged from what the boots look like in reality. They're a pair of customized Fairyland boots. I think they were originally from Lucy Wynn's full set. And that's the nice part about drawing my dolls, is that anything that I don't actually like in reality or would like to change, I can do that in my art however I would like, or what suits the piece, what gives it more cohesion for the actual illustration. And so I drew in a bunch of the colors that were used in other parts of the illustration and pulled them into the boots just so that there was more cohesion. I just really love doing that. Look what just arrived. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Oh, you guys. Oh. Look at these colors. Oh. Oh, purple. Oh, that is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. This makes it really hard to keep working on art when I want to sew so much too. If only there were more hours in the day. Random box openings in the middle of my art videos. Stuff arrives and I spur the moment, go ahead and film it, and I think it's fun. Let me know what you guys think of that. Finishing up coloring on the boots. Again, I just really enjoyed these. Had a lot of fun. I think I did fairly good catching most of the coloring of this. I'd missed putting down those layers on the dress because suddenly it's colored. So I'm sorry about missing that. It was basically just a flat wash of this really light pink color. Another one of the new ones that Copic markers that I used. I think I did pretty much use nothing but Copics in this piece, except for when we get to the background, and I use some of my Ohuhu markers for that. And yeah, I'm very, very happy actually with my Copic collection at this point. I think I have like between 50 and 60. I haven't counted, but I just really have all the colors that I enjoy the most. And I've got some actual refills for those favorite ones too coming in, and pretty excited about it. Yeah, so here I'm coming in with those Ohuhu markers to do the background, just because it's a pretty simple gradient and it utilizes a lot of ink. So I might start using some of the Copic refill pins when those come in for the backgrounds, just because backgrounds just eat up a lot of ink. I really do like the look of a Copic marker background with the piece though, so I really do want to include them. But I will either use a less expensive marker or a marker that I have a refill for. And I didn't get all of that background filmed. We just kind of go right towards more of the finished piece here with Hush. And thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff. Bye, catch you later.